A long-time viewer and member of the Lukey Poo Bowel movement sent me an article on my Facebook page, which you should like, by the way. And this article is with respect to Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch and the announcement and whole big press conference that they're going to be doing this coming Thursday in the evening, which should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. But this article is specifically quoting the CEO of Nvidia, a man by the name, forgive my pronunciation, Jensen Huang, who is, as I said, the CEO of Nvidia. Now, Nvidia is actually responsible for the hardware which is going in and powering the Switch, which is not clearly mentioned in this article from GameSpot. So I do just want to clarify, we have to put these comments in context with regard, especially when you're dealing with corporate things. You have to keep things honest. You have to look at the context because a comment from a partner of a company with regard to that company is going to have less weight than a completely unrelated, say, game development studio. So, for instance, if Ubisoft comes out and says, yeah, no, the Switch is really impressive, it's actually really surprising us, that means something. But when the partner that has a huge, actually, stake in the success of this product says something good about it, doesn't carry a lot of weight. Now, I know I'm speaking very vaguely, and so we'll get into the actual quote. What he said, what Huang said, was, quote, "It's very Nintendo," the Switches. He said that entire experience is going to be very Nintendo. The beauty of that company, the craft of that company, the philosophy of that company, they're myopically, singularly focused on making sure that the gaming experience is amazing, surprising, and safe for young people, for children. Their dedication to their craft, that singular dedication, is quite admirable. When you guys all see Switch, I believe you are going to be blown away, quite frankly. It's really delightful. End quote. Now, people have been sending me this. They've been discussing it in the bottom, in the comment section of my videos with regard to the Switch. And I think you have to put it in context. Again, this doesn't mean a whole lot. If he was saying anything other than this about Nintendo and the Switch, it would be kind of like shooting yourself in the foot. If your company has a huge stake in the success of a product, you're not going to criticize that product. You're going to talk it up a lot. Okay, so this doesn't mean a whole lot to me. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Now, does that mean I am diametrically opposed to the Nintendo Switch? No, not at all. I actually think it's incredibly promising. Already we've seen games like Skyrim Remastered running on the Switch portably, which is very impressive. And if they can get other AAA or AA or whatever you want to call them, basically top tier games running on the Switch so that they're portable, even if it's running at like 720p, even if that's the case, if I can get 5-6 hours of battery life portably, that would be incredibly convincing. And I would probably pick up a Switch, especially because they're talking about a $250 to $300 price tag. That's very, very reasonable and very convincing, especially if they can manage the portability factor. So I'm very open-minded about this, but they have to do a lot of things right. Now, one thing that isn't super encouraging is that back in December, a report leaked which said that the Switch is going to have roughly a teraflop of actual computing power. Now, teraflop gets thrown around all the time, mainly just because it sounds cool and it sounds very futuristic-y and like it's from Star Trek. But, with perspective, basically all it means is that it's weaker than the PS4 and Xbox One. If you're just trying to put it in terms of where it fits in the scale, it's more powerful than last gen consoles, but it's less powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One. So that's basically where it fits in, and way less powerful, about a fourth as powerful as the Scorpio will be, or as the PS4 Pro. So it's not very powerful. But one of the ways they think that they're actually getting performance and getting bigger games like Skyrim Remastered to run on it is essentially by rendering it in a lower resolution. Apparently the display is not exactly a high-res display. So they expect you to hold it at a regular distance. Otherwise, you're going to see very clear pixelation. It's not not a super high DPI, just dots per inch. It's not super high. It's not super dense. So just be aware of that. It's not like you're playing on a 4K display like on your iPhone or something. I don't know. It is downscaled. That's how they're getting it. And it's not clear what the frame rates are going to be with those games. I doubt they would go above 30. I really doubt that they're going to be able to do 720p at 60 like a PS4 or an Xbox One could. But nonetheless, even if we just get 30 FPS playing modern day AAA titles portably, I would be willing to pick one up. Especially if they can work out some sort of cloud service so that I can save a game on the go and then pick it up on my PS4 or pick it up on my Xbox One. That would be very impressive. And of course, that's up to the developers of the games to actually provide. They'd have to build that into their game. It wouldn't be a responsibility of Nintendo, but Nintendo does have to open it up so that's available. As I said, Nintendo is going to be having a press conference Thursday evening, and they're going to be showing off most of their games that they currently have for the Switch on the following morning, Friday morning. So I'll probably try to get a video in on Friday night or discuss it in the next episode of Talk Gaming, the full podcast that I do every weekend, which if you haven't seen, you should check out. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Peace out. Love you. Bye. Hey, did you like that? Well, that was just an extra of the full show I do every weekend. So if you haven't seen it already, check out the links and everything that's popping up. It's really awesome. It's like an hour long, ad free. It's just a great time. So subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you see it. It's pretty cool.